Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole? Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Verstappen, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Bortoleto, Gasly, Ocon, Vershaw, and Yuki Tsunoda, Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Nico Hulkenberg, and Sainz, Senna, Albon, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Liam Lawson, Behrman, Doohan, Hadjar, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier.
The formation lap gets underway ahead of today's sprint. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole position. As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 6.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 11th. And the time last lap, 1 minute 41.2. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.0 seconds. And the time last lap, 1:34.8. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it... Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Tsunoda, Max Verstappen and Albon, Hülkenberg, Antonelli, Doohan and Carlos Sainz, Leclerc, Hadjar, George Russell and Bortoleto, Stroll, Lawson, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, Senna, Behrman, Fernando Alonso and Richard Verschoor rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. As the formation lap gets underway here in Miami, the drivers will be wanting to leave a lasting impression on the thousands of fans who've flocked to today's race. The anticipation is certainly rising, and everyone is hoping for a fantastic and memorable Grand Prix. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can. And they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that, within the points.
Okay, DRS is now available. Okay, focus. We need to stay on form. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, we can take you this lap. No rain expected, no rain expected for the time being. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. ERS is low, ERS is low. Consider changing mode on your MFD or lift a little with gentle braking into corners to recharge it. Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done. Okay, there's a fault with the DRS. You will not be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out for now. Final lap, final lap. Push, push. Keep on him, he might make a mistake. Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Yuki Tsunoda takes the checkered flag and wins. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.